Hello friends, welcome to Premier UPSC IAS. Today we are going to discuss about the anthropology optional for mains examination. A lot of students will take anthropology as an optional for their mains exam. Once they clear prelims, the second step is mains, and there are two papers which comes under optional. Any student can take whichever subject they're interested in. Now we are going to discuss about anthropology. Anthropology basically contains two papers, and every optional paper has two papers. Today we are going to see how we are a person should plan the anthropology strategy. Okay, so anthropology, what does the UPSC expect from the student in anthropology? That should be very much clear in our minds, because we are going to prepare the anthropology basing on what are the demands, what is UPSC expecting from us. That should be in our mind primarily. Okay, the UPSC anthropology syllabus for IAS exam focuses on the candidate's ability to understand the subject as science, anthropology as a subject of science, and apply the knowledge to the problems faced by the people. That is what actually UPSC is expecting. So UPSC is expecting the subject as science. Okay, so what is UPSC expecting? See, subject as science and applications of the knowledge to the problems faced by the people today. The topics included in this subject are related to human evolution, okay, social structures like marriages, family, and cultural evolution and development, genetics, development, etc. So these topics should be in the mind of the candidate. He should have thorough knowledge on this one, and how is he going to apply. UPSC will ask the application part of these questions also. Okay, so that should be our prime understanding what is UPSC expecting from a student who has taken anthropology optional. Okay, next step we are going to see about the anthropology per se. What is the anthropology syllabus? The second important step is first to know the syllabus of anthropology. Okay, I will make a video on detailed decoding of anthropology syllabus. As of now, I am going to cover the syllabus as on a gross level. Okay, anthropology syllabus. What is the syllabus? Primarily, anthropology is divided into two papers. Paper 1 covers the anthropology, physical anthropology, social anthropology, theories, demography, research methodology, etc. Okay, so we should know the differentiation. Why we should know this one at this time only? Because we are going to study in textbooks, but we should know from which topic from the newspaper, which idea, which demography, and which recent theories or research which we are seeing in current affairs as an example, as a case, or as a issue to showcase in our answers. We should have in our mind these things also. So whenever we read any case in newspaper, immediately after reading that case in the newspaper, we should think, I can use this in physical anthropology or social anthropology, or while writing theories, or while writing demography, etc., etc. That is the reason at the starting only we should know that paper 1 includes physical, social, theoretical, demography, research methodology. These things are included in the paper 1 of the anthropology. Moving forward, paper 2 consists of prehistory in India. In this one, every topic which we study in the ancient India book is present, but in a more detailed manner, in a manner of anthropological evolution, in the manner of evolution of the human behavior, human sciences, culture, civilization. In that manner, we are going to study prehistory from the Paleolithic to Neolithic, and all the different stratification of those phases. Indian social system, we are going to study what is a social system, what is the social stratas present, what are the different types of societies India had in the past and is present now, from caste to the type of elite people, to the type of different issues present Indian tribes and their problems. Okay, these all should be in our mind. So before decoding the syllabus, we should know that paper 1 is all about physical social theory, demography, research methodology, and paper 2 is all about prehistory in Indian social system, Indian tribes and their problems. So this distinction should be in our mind. Once we have this distinction, then wherever we read anything, we directly distinguish that reading part in between this paper 1 and paper 2. That will help us our preparation more thorough. Okay, now coming to preparation of anthropology for mains. Any preparation requires a focused and systematic study plan. A person should be focused on that topic, that anthropology. My optional is anthropology. We should be focused. It means we should know the detailed parts of this optional subject also, and we should have a systematic study plan. What are we going to study, which books we are going to take, which we are not going to take, which are the magazines one should cover, how we are going to read each and everything, and how we are going to make answer writing, etc., etc. That systematic study plan should be there. And IS aspirants who choose this subject as optional, it is advisable to them to start the preparation at the earliest. For example, if you are preparing for IAS prelims or IAS 2024, then now is the time you should start if you decide to take anthropology as the optional. Okay, that because it is somewhat extensive, it is easy to understand, it is highly relatable. We can see through our eyes the changes in the human behavior, culture, the facets of anthropological parameters present in the society, that all we can see through our eyes. So it is very relatable. It is mostly, even in the past times, things also can be seen in the nook and corners of our culture. That in that way it is such a relatable topic, but it is vast. And most of the topic includes like science background, orientation of medicine, genetic, etc., are also present, so somewhat extensive. So it is advisable to start the preparation at the earliest. Moving forward, in this anthropology starter, we are going to see the resources. These resources are mandatory. After an extensive research, now I am going to present you what books we are going to study for paper 1 and what books we are going to study for paper 2, because there are hundreds of books for both the papers and one cannot refer all the books. So one should refer the most selective ones, those which give you concise and conceptual understanding, who have which those books which are direct to the point understanding, and which we can actually directly use it to write our exam. Okay, in that way we are going to choose the resources for paper 1. As of now, I will make a separate video on these resources also. As of now, we should know that for paper 1 we should go for brain tree material, physical anthropology by P Nath sir, anthropology simplified by Vivek Bhasme, and anthropology by Ember and Ember. These are the books for paper 1 we should know. We should have these books with us, and we are going to execute how to read chapter by chapter also in our next class. But as of now, we should know that for paper 1, brain tree, physical anthropology by Pinath, anthropology simplified by Vivek Bhasme, and anthropology Ember. These are the important materials. Okay, for paper 2, we have Indian anthropology by Nadeem Hasnain, tribal India Nadeem Hasnain, anthropology simplified Vivek Bhasme. For paper 2 also, the tribal culture of India, LP Vidyarthi and Zaza report also, January 2014 edition of Yojana tribal and marginalized communities. And there is other magazines also which we cover when we are going to deal the paper 2 in detail. So primarily paper 1 resources and paper 2 resources, this should be kept in our mind from the starting of the preparation only. These books should be present with us, and we should distinguish which book belong to which paper, and that separation is very important because both the paper are completely different. Moving forward, the next question arises is like how to prepare, where to begin, how to start. these things usually arise in the brains. Okay, for beginner in anthropology, our focus must be on gaining the conceptual clarity, genetical conceptual clarity, evolutionary conceptual clarity, Indian history, the different eras conceptual clarity, how the civilization evolved, how the culture evolved, how elements of that culture became such inherent facets of these human behavior. This clarity should be present, not just reading and by hearting. That is not a proper approach, such a fake approach it is actually. Okay, and not a quickly completing the syllabus. We should not I have to complete the syllabus. We should not be in a target of completing syllabus. We should have conceptual clarity. Always remember that on the final day, it's your clear understanding of the subject that lets you write good answers, because most of the times question may not come in the same phrase as present in the textbook. Questions may be in a phrase which makes you ponder upon, and if you have the conceptual clarity, then you can ponder upon very profoundly, and you can write with your own understanding along with the points present in the books. Okay, so conceptual clarity is very important. We should not complete the syllabus in a hurry burry manner, and we should remember that clear understanding in our mind is the subject, about the subject is very important to write good answers. Okay, secondly, there is no need to read every book from cover to cover. We are going to deal with this topic about what topics to read from which book and which book is important in our next video. But as of now, it is not necessary to read book from cover to cover. We should be reading a book, always have the relevant syllabus or chapter topic and previous year questions in mind, or at least in front of our table wherever we are sitting and studying. Now, in front of our book, we should have the syllabus and the topic and previous year questions pertaining to syllabus only. That chapter should only be read from the book, and after reading that chapter or topic from the book taken from the syllabus, then we should go for previous year questions, see what type of questions are asking. For example, because the content is could be vast, how the questions are being asked, if we understand that well, then we try to filter the content in a question format, and our preparation will be more fruitful. They will help you to stay focused and will give you an idea of how much to study from each book. Okay, for example, for absolute beginners, Ember and Ember is a great book to start with. Okay, when I was preparing, even at that time also, the anthro was very much easy, because I started with Ember and Ember. It was so nice, it was so simple, and also it was very detailed, and from examination point of view also, I had a clarity like what actually examiner is asking here, because I started with Ember and Ember. Moving forward, if one is making notes, then those notes must be rich and comprehensive in content. You should understand that this rich, you can't directly make notes from para to para. Okay, you should know that our notes should have rich points, maybe 1 point or 2 point, but that should be very rich to give you complete gist of that topic, and it should be in a comprehensive manner also. Sometimes it needs to be crisp, and sometimes it needs to be comprehensive. For this, start with one standard core book and make notes from it, and then add relevant content from other books. So how to read the book, standard core book, and how to make notes and how to add the content, I will try to tell you in the other videos, in the coming videos. For both the papers, wherever relevant, quoting examples and illustrating with diagrams is actually game changer. So this is very important for both paper 1 and paper 2, because this is all about human behavior, human evolution, civilization, how genetical role also present in most of the human behavior, anthropologically speaking. So at this time, we should have some quotations, we should give some examples of tribes of the eras, or different types of people from different regions of the world, etc., and also should show in a diagrammatic matter. This is actually very important for anthropology. Many students attempt might know answer very well, but if they did not present with relevant quoting and examples of different types of cases or tribes or different cultures from different regions of the world, and without any diagrams, then the score will be very very low. Therefore these things are game changers for anthropology. Moving forward, paper one must have tribes names from the rest of the world. That is very important because that will give you the edge to give an example or a case study to write on the question given there. Ember and Ember is rich resource for many such examples, but the pity is that there is no way to memorize them except by rote. So one should collect all those names in A4 sheet and revise over and over. I'll try to tell you how to do that in the next videos. Okay, moving forward, attempt as many physical anthropology questions as possible. They are largely static with immense scope for diagrams. You shouldn't go wrong on those. So this is the experience speaking here actually, because in physical anthropology most questions are from the static region, and there is high scope to score more. So we should attempt as many questions as possible in physical anthropology. Attempting the examination about the anthropology option I'll discuss in coming days also. This is just a statement to give you a clarity about the physical anthropology. Okay. One should extensively use the internet and YouTube because these topics from textbooks are very volatile. Sometimes such cases are very dry. We can't understand such behavioral patterns and genetical linkages, the culture, etc. So using internet will help you give the whole picturization of that topic almost from all over the world. This any topic could be found in the internet, and we can have a conceptual clarity understanding physical anthropology concept. Okay, you can find very good explainer videos and documentaries in your answers. Wherever relevant, you can also write about the latest findings in the field. Okay, for example, in topic like genetic inheritance, briefly mention about current research in epigenome, DNA methylation, and then how it affects gene expression. Now about even nowadays we are also doing about like human gene product and how these genetics of what you call as communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, and genetics of vector-borne diseases, and even for genomic things about COVID-19, how that variants are affecting human genome. Everything is present on a daily basis. So that should also be added briefly. Okay, answer like a specialist. Once you try to prepare one like a specialist, then only you can try to answer like a specialist. Like definitions, introductions, criticisms must be scholarly. These things we will cover hopefully in the next coming videos when we try to engage about how to write during the examination for anthropology for a particular concept. Apart from the main thing, try and quote works of other anthropologists also. This will happen once you use internet and YouTube while we are studying. If not, it is not possible to gain all those different type of authors at a time. Okay, using internet, newspapers, and reports, and tribal portions of the syllabus, pvtgs, new discoveries, etc. is very important when it comes to anthropology. This is just a gist you to understand. Okay, in detail will deal when it from by topic to topic. Apart from the reading books, dedicate adequately to time to practice diagrams and label them correctly. Consistent practice helps you draw fast and draw neat. This is very important, as I told you in the earlier slide also. Okay, coming to physical anthropology, theory based questions as social anthropology fetch lesser marks. Theory based questions of are lesser fetching marks, so we should focus mostly on physical anthropology. Okay, do not skip any case study. Some of the times case study could be very boring, but never skip and try to give a elaborate explanation of the concepts while presenting the cases also with diagrams. Okay, so this is like a simple explanation about how to approach the anthropology. Okay, the role of diagrams are I will try to give you explanation with diagrams also in my next video, but as of now diagrams given with relevant and clear information will be more appealing. Hence need diagrams, especially in first physical anthropology, will give you an edge. Okay, but it is advised to practice more and try to make different diagrams apart from the textbooks also. So this is all about how to appear for anthropology anthropological optional, and how to prepare, what are the books, what are the resources, and how to start as a beginner, and how to use different resources present in your hand from the internet, and how to understand the UPSC anthropology syllabus and examination pattern. So stay tuned for the for other parts of anthropology. I'll tell you step by step resources, syllabus, book, topics, decoding the syllabus and topics, how to take the points from the topic and make diagrams, etc. All will be covered in subsequent videos. Stay tuned. Thank you. Do subscribe and share.